Hey folks, welcome to another video on Jurassic collectibles. I'm sure some of you have been waiting for this video, and this is a look at the Mattel Creations San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for 2025. So this was sent my way by Mattel. We have got this awesome Jurassic Park The Lost World inlay. And you can see this says, "Watch out for the T-Rex. The ferocious buck Tyrannosaurus Rex is wreaking havoc on San Diego Comic-Con. To celebrate this year's event, we imagine turning the T-Rex loose in San Diego. Of course, he'll run into a sea of superfans whilst he's there, because San Diego Comic-Con truly encompasses when fans ruled the earth. As an important part of the Jurassic World community, we're thrilled to provide you with the new Hammond collection T-Rex Convention Crasher set. This pack includes a buck T-Rex, a superfan sporting an inflatable T-Rex costume, and a miniature version of the collectible itself. If you choose to post, please use hashtag Jurassic World and tag Mattel." Really cool inclusion there. You can see it's like a TV screen. And then we have the box itself. So, without any further ado, we are going to open this thing up. It is a very packed box, it feels like. Wow, okay, so the box is literally the size of the shipping container. That is kind of crazy. So, when we open it up, we have got the Lost World, Jurassic Park, and the 10,000 volt sign. If we just slip this out, or maybe if we cut it open at the bottom as well, we can then push it out. And we have got our packaging off of this set. And now we have got an outer shell. So you can see, if we angle our camera down a little bit, the outer shell of the packaging is the San Diego incident. So breaking news, it's meant to be a television set, but there's lots of nice little kind of details on here. We've got "Welcome to San Diego" on the side. We've got this kind of breathing area on the back, or actually that's the back of an old school TV, which is very cool. We get the red The Lost World logo with the yellow variation on top. And then a lovely little InGen sticker on the side. And if we cut into the packaging just here, very easy to open up. We then get the actual set. So, here we have got the set itself out of the packaging. You've got a decent look at that there. If we bring our camera up, you can see we've got a lot of glare on the packaging because there is a lot of plastic here. But we have got this kind of San Diego Convention Center packaging that looks really, really cool. You can see on the side, we've got a movie poster for Jurassic Park The Lost World and this really nice graphical treatment. On the back, we have a bunch of humans running out of the convention center, which is quite fun. On the other side, we have a thing that says, "Notice, please call 911 immediately if you encounter a large lizard." So this is really cool, guys. Really, really awesome set. What I'm actually going to do is cut the video here so I can go and get this open, and then we will come back and take a closer look in a moment. Okay, so I did want to come back to you while we are mid-unboxing. You can see we have got the tail of the Tyrannosaurus Rex just here. But what I really wanted to show you guys is this absolutely fantastic packaging. So you can see we've got loads of Jurassic Park fans in the backdrop. There is somewhere in this backdrop, just here in fact, a Jurassic Park 4 poster, which is really cool. We have got the gates in one side, and just this really fantastic looking interior for the convention centre. So I thought it would be fun to take a quick look at this. I have to admit that Buck is looking gorgeous in this packaging. So let's go ahead, let's get the figure out and let's take a closer look. Okay guys, so here we have got the Rex, all of the accessories out of the packaging, and I have to admit, man, that looks gorgeous. We will come onto the Rex in a moment though, because what we're going to look at first is some of the accessories. So firstly, we will take a look at the banner that is included in this set. As you can see just here, we get a "When Fans Rule the Earth" banner, which is the same sculpt that came with the Legacy collection. So if we hover that there for a moment, that is the exact same sculpt that came with the Legacy collection, or the same kind of fabric style. It does feel a little bit thicker, which is quite nice, but that is a cool piece. We then get a shopping bag accessory, which is very cool. You can see that just there. That says 2025. It's actually a rucksack that can be worn by a figure, which is awesome. And it has got a bunch of boxes and merchandise inside. So this is exactly what I would be like if I was at San Diego Comic Con. I would be buying so much stuff. So we do get that included here. What we also get that can go in that box is a small version of the set itself. So you can see that just there. Really nice fine detailing for the Rex and the figure inside. It even matches the packaging, obviously without the people running on the back though. But we do get that little included accessory that can go in the bag, fits nicely in the top. You can see that just there, looks really good. We then, in a disturbing twist, get a head. You can see that just there. I will explain the purpose of this head in a second, but we get a head, and that is an alternate accessory for, I mean the other head has just fallen off, that is an alternate accessory for this. So this is meant to be a human in an inflatable T-Rex costume, probably the Ruby's T-Rex costume, and this is one of the goofiest things I've ever seen. It's actually made of an inflatable material, you can kind of see that there, which is really cool. I didn't expect them to do that, I thought it would be a big chunk of plastic, but it is made of rubber, and the craziest thing is it has articulation, so you can pose the arms, like you can see just there. We can pose the arms, we can pose the legs, we can bring them forward, back, we've got a knee joint, we've got an ankle joint, which is crazy. So we can actually get some poses out of this Rex, which is absolutely bonkers. You can see just there, it really captures the goofy look of one of these suits so perfectly. What I am going to do is just kind of stand it on the ground for a second, and let's just grab another human for a sense of scale. So if we we'll bring in the Lost World Ian Malcolm, because it feels quite appropriate for this set. You can see height-wise, it is pretty much the same height as a Mattel human, which is very cool. So that is an interesting inclusion. And the cool feature with this, if we bring our camera back up a little bit, is that, as you can see here, the head is now missing, so we can take the other head and plug it in just there. And now we have another head inside the suit, so you could easily buy 2 of these, good luck with that, and have 2 different characters inside this suit. And what we are going to do is just put the backpack on for the sake of seeing what it looks like. I would say be careful with this because you could quite easily break the straps on this. But with those on, let's see how we do. There we go. Is it going to stand? Oh wow. Okay, it is going to stand. So, there you can see the Rex with the actual backpack on, which is really awesome. So that is the inflatable suit. Now let's bring in the actual Tyrannosaur. So as we bring in that Tyrannosaur, you can see the inflatable suit is absolutely dwarfed, as it should be. This Rex is using the Hammond collection sculpt that we know and love, but it has got some differences. So it has got different feet. I am told that these are new sculpted feet by my buddy Collect Jurassic. You can see those there. I'm just looking up at my previous Hammond collection Rex, which is in a bit of a difficult spot to grab for comparison, so we won't be comparing unfortunately, but they do definitely look like they're shrunk a little bit. And we then of course had to get a brand new head sculpt for the buck to really capture the look of that creature as we see it in the Lost World. So you can see there, that lighting may be a little bit too harsh if we bring it back around. That looks absolutely gorgeous. The amount of detail packed into that face sculpt is phenomenal. There's so much texture around the mouth. Obviously we have the rubberized teeth now, which is really nice. But equally, just the paint apps alone are phenomenal. And you can see the way that pupil is catching in the eye there looks so good. The glass eyes have always worked really well on the T-Rex in my opinion. We can, of course, open the mouth. You get the same roar that you would expect from the other Hammond collection T-Rex. And then if we move our way down the body, so we obviously have got stripes here. We then have got so much in the way of paint deco. If I bring the figure around, you can see there is an absolute ton of detail packed in. Interestingly, it shows us quite glossy on the camera. It isn't really that glossy in person, but there are blacks, there are greens, there are kind of lime greens. Along the back of the spine, you've got lime greens and blacks in the tail. You've even got, if I push it this way, all of this underbelly paint, which is just phenomenal. This genuinely, like the underbelly paint coming down the back of the legs. This is a really fantastic looking Tyrannosaur. Considering this is modelled on the Hammond collection Rex, it works really well. I personally don't have many problems with that sculpt anyway. I know some people do. I think this is a phenomenal T-Rex toy, I really do. We've got the usual rubber tail that you would come to know and expect. You can see we can straighten that out a little bit if we want to. Looks really great. We have also got the little arms that can be moved and articulated. Again, really awesome stuff. And man, just the big point for me is that head. That head looks so awesome. So much detail packed in. So good. Especially from that angle with the pupil caught quite nicely. It just looks really fantastic. Again, you know, this is something that was originally only going to be available in the crowdfund. So to get it as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I understand why they made that decision, because there is just so much detail packed in. I mean, you can see the striping on the legs as well. There's just a lot of paint on this for a kind of general release toy, really, that I'm not sure they would have been able to get away with. So, all in all, that really is your look at this pack. It is, like I say, a fantastic set. If we bring our little inflatable Rex back in, we bring our alternate head and put it down there, and we bring in our fans rule the earth sign. This is a really, really lovely set. I'm so glad we finally have the buck. I do, with all of my comments about the paintwork, I do wish they'd found a way to make this more available. It did sell out very quickly, it probably won't restock, and I do think that's a massive shame for people who are fans of The Lost World. But with all of that said, it would have been a challenge to release this in the core line, I think. But who knows, maybe it's something they'll do in the future. With all of that said, guys, I'd be really interested to know what you think about this pack. As I say, a huge thanks to Mattel for sending it my way. I am now very excited to open my Spinosaurus soon to pit these dinosaurs against each other. Thanks as always for watching the video, guys. Take care and have a great week.